Hello everyone, I of course am Artimage, and this is day 3 of VEDA. Like I said, this is a day where I want to do a lighter topic, and I actually racked my brain over this one all day, and struggled in coming up with a topic that fit my intentions. Which made me realize discussing those intentions might be the way to go. As I stated on Saturday, I am a gamer who is affected by mental illness. A rather stereotypical sort of person in my experience, and I'd love to see some studies of this nature. I took a quick Google search of such a study and found a lot of interesting discussion articles, but no such study that discussed the prevalence of mental health afflictions in the gaming community. Maybe I should contact McMaster University about that. Back to the point. With this concept seeming to stand out to me, I decided I wanted to give others like myself a place to feel less alone, and to educate themselves and be able to engage their hobbies with others they know, share an experience with, and thus can find a tighter community in. Now, gaming communities on the whole tend to be rather varied and intimidating to try and break into, especially if you're looking at the electronic gaming scene with the anonymity of online gaming and the internet in general. If you're interacting online with someone, harassment is often an understated problem from many communities out there and individual users, and that can make someone just not want to engage right from the get-go, stay away from it entirely, and not share in the hobby that others are engaging in too. So if you're interacting online with a community that you know takes these matters that are important to you seriously and seeks to ensure that you can be yourself there, it might be a place you're willing to dive into blind. Now, I'm fortunate enough that a lot of my personal community experience is in the tabletop scene. And there you have at least the advantage of being directly engaged with a person. You might have different games that you play, you might be fanatical about one and kind of dismiss, say, oh, you play War Machine? Well, I only play Warhammer games, so we're not going to have much to talk about. But it's not going to come down to you're a lesser person because you don't play the same game I do. You are still a tabletop gamer. You are a niche in a niche hobby. So with VEDA, ideally I want to be able to start something consistent. Because if you look back at my past YouTube experiences, I start up a little bit and then I just fade right out. And I want to stop that. So here's hoping I can start doing consistent videos discussing gaming, mental illnesses, community building, and even start a podcast where further discussion can take place. That way others out there can see that their troubles aren't necessarily unique, and even if they're not hearing stories that are exactly like theirs, they are hearing that others are out there finding ways to cope to make it to the next better period and the next critical success on those roles. I'll see you tomorrow.